Hello to all of you. This is Dr. Dhaval Maheta, and today we are going to discuss coding and uncoding in NVivo. We have already seen our previous videos that how to do importing of the data into NVivo if the file is a doc file, an XLS file. We have also gone through how to carry out file classification and case classification in NVivo. So let's start today coding and uncoding in NVivo. For this purpose, we will have to go in files, activate the interviews where we had already imported the data. Once this is done, double click on it and you will see the interview which was carried out, that what are the issues of today's youth. So there are some answers which have been given by the participant. Basically, what is coding? Let's try to understand. So in NVivo, the coding is a process of gathering related material into a container. We are creating a doc, and the name of that doc is a node. Okay, and in previous versions of NVivo, it was known as node, but now they have named it as code. So we keep all these things in a code, and when you create multiple codes based on the themes, and then we carry out the analysis. So when you open a node, you get all the reference in the project coded to that particular node. So theme nodes are the codes that represent the themes or topics that you find in that data. So let us see how we can carry out this in NVivo. Now the first problem here is, what are the issues of today's youth? And we want to code this. There are three problems which have been listed by the first participant. For the sake of understanding, I have kept very less data so that you can understand very easily what we are trying to do. Here at present, you can see there is nothing in the codes, and we want to generate the codes here. So by clicking on the close this. Now, what are the issues of today's youth? So the first answer is unemployment is a serious problem in today's youth. So what I can do is I can just select this much part, and one method of coding is I can simply drag and drop here. It will ask me that what code you want to give here. So I'll say unemployment. Click OK. The second problem which today's youth are facing is drug addiction. I can again select it and drag it and drop it. So that is drug addiction. Click OK. So the second node is created. The third problem which the teenagers are facing is social media. So I can simply again drag it and drop it here. Now this is the first method of dragging and dropping it. I will show you two more methods how to do the coding in NVivo. Just select this social media and right click on it, and you can say code selection. If you find that this particular answer is existing on the codes which have been created by you, that is, this particular problem is related to drug addiction or unemployment, it can be loaded there. You can directly select from code to recent codes. But if you feel that you want to create the new code, again go in code selection, and this time you will say please create the new node and code selection top level code, and now name this as, the problem was social media. So I will click here and I'll write it down here as just a minute. Social media. Code selection to new code, and you can see the new node has been created. This is the second method of creating the node. Now I again go to the second participant and I will ask the question to the same question is asked to the second participant. What are the issues of today's youth? And again I will activate the codes. So gambling has ruined the career of many youngsters. So here this person feels that the gambling is a major problem which is not existing in the present code, and therefore it's necessary that I create the new node. So I will again pick up from here gambling, and I will drop it here, and I'll say gambling is a new code which I want to create. Now one thing which you can see here is this person has also talked about the drug addiction, which was already existing code. Now this you can load it in number of ways. One way is you select this drug addiction and simply drag it and drop it here. First method. Okay. Then the second method is right click, code to recent codes and drug addiction. Second method. The third method is by selecting this, you go directly go into the drug addiction and click on drug addiction. Here round code has to be pressed and it will be loaded on drug addiction. So this is the three ways in which you can do the coding. Now the third problem which is there is lack of concentration is the major reason for the lack of quality in education. Now if you feel that lack of concentration is the subcode of drug addiction or possibly social media, so lack of concentration you want to load it on drug addiction also and social media also, and it is you can say more a symptoms rather than the main problem, and therefore you want to create the child code. So for this purpose what you will do, you will go in lack of concentration, you will select the lack of concentration, you will go here in code selection, and in drug addiction you will say child code because it is a symptom, so lack of concentration. You again want to create a new node in social media, so code selection to the new code, and when you will expand this you will come to know that lack of concentration has been created here also, and I want in social media also. So again I'll go back here in lack of concentration, code selection. Social media is also creating a problem for concentration, so I'll go here and click create the child code, and here I'll write down lack of concentration. Code selection to new code. So here also I'll get this lack of concentration. At any moment of time, if you feel that I don't want to load this on this particular code, do the selection again, right click, and you can uncode from the recent codes. So it's basically like an undo. You can do that also. Now I go to the third participant and I will again ask the same set of questions to this person also. What are the issues of today's youth? I will activate the codes, and this person feels that obesity is a major problem. So obesity is the reason for heart attack in youngsters. So I feel that obesity is because of the sedentary lifestyle. Do I want to create the code? Is it necessary or not? Now creating the code here depends upon the previous literatures which are available. You have to follow the previous literatures. If you find that these codes are already existing and has been defined by the previous academicians, you can borrow that code. But if you feel that it is necessary that a new code has to be given by me, that these sets of problems were not existing before and I have to address the new code here, so that is your value addition in this qualitative data. So I am saying click obesity. Now this obesity is not existing right now. I'll again go here, drag it, drop it, and I'll include obesity. Click OK. A new node will be created. Depression has cost lives of many youngsters. Now this depression may be because of drug addiction, because of gambling, and I want this to be loaded on existing code only. So I'll select depression, right click, and I'll say code to recent codes, and it is more because of social media. So I'll directly load it to social media. Bullying can be very dangerous. So bullying, this is a new node has to be created, bullying. So instead of doing coding for bullying directly from here, there is another method also which you can use in NVivo, and that method is coding directly through Vivo codes. So right click, code in Vivo. Now you don't even have to write the name. It will directly pick up on its own, code in Vivo. You can see in the code section what will happen, code in Vivo, and the bullying has been taken on its own. So these are the ways in which you can do coding and uncoding in NVivo. So thank you all of you. You can subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Thank you.